Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So we're going to make a start today on the winter altered file folders. Today I want to focus on the covers. So if you've seen my December dailies and my intro video, then you'll know I want to use leg warmers for the cover, and you'll know that I want to use these pretty wreaths. I made these following a tutorial from Beth at Yes, I Made It Myself. So this one has nice bow and pretty pink charm, and this one has that bow with this sort of silver snowflake, and I may put a brad in the middle there just to cover up my stitching. So that's those. So I'm going to move those to one side because I don't need those just yet. I just wanted to show you them all finished. And on the closure, I'm going to have these charms that are the keys to the snowy cabin. So we're going to have those as well. Okay, so I think I will start with the Cosy Winter one because that's been the bulk of what we've been doing together so far. Right, I'm just going to move the envelopes to one side because we don't need those just yet. We'll talk about those a bit later. Now, I have only done 2 altered file folders in the past. They were Edith Holden themed. So this is still very, very new to me. This won't be a tutorial, it is just me having a go. And very much, you know, a craft with me type of process. If you do want to see someone who is an expert in these, then go to Tanya at Tatty Treasure. She is easily the queen of file folders and all things that flip and flap, in the journal variety, of course. Okay, so I'm using the craft folders. This one is a UK size. So I just want to, it's already folded. I bought these from Tanya's shop actually, way back when. It's quite a while ago now. But I just want to make sure it's folded nicely in the middle-ish. And we're going to pop a spine in it so that we've got plenty of room. So I think I'll do that first. Okay, now I don't have a very big scoreboard, so I'm just lining up the sort of the center crease, I guess. And I want to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. Hopefully I'm doing that straight. And 1, 2, 3 to the left. I've seen Tanya's videos, she does this type of spine quite a lot, and I think that gives you something like either 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. So I just need to get the end. As I say, I don't have a very big scoreboard. I really should treat myself to one. There we go. Alright, so let's give those a fold. Hopefully I've done that in the right place. There we are. Just checking that everything is laying straight. And we're just going to burnish this down. Looking good. Okay, we want to do the same on the other one. Again, just checking that everything is lining up okay. I think I've gone slightly off the mark, that's why. So yeah, I'm gonna do the covers for both the file folders and the journals today because they're all using the leg warmers, hopefully, if all goes well. But I might have to do them in separate videos. I thought I would focus on the file folders first, and because I've got some ideas for the journal covers as well, which might be interesting. So I thought I'll go in with the idea that I'll do them as separate videos, but I'm filming them on the same day as each other, so I can get them all sewn together, you know. Okay, do we meet? I think so. Let me just, yeah, I think that'll be all right. yeah, once the spine is reinforced and everything. So this will give me the tab at the front, which I'm okay with. I will try and cut the fabric around that. Okay, so mission 1 accomplished. Okay, just checking it straight. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is reinforce the inside with this framers tape. This is nice and strong and very sticky. I'm just going to go right the way across my spine. And just snip that off. Sorry if I'm all elbows. It's a very large piece of paper when you fold it out all the way. I might also end up putting fabric or paper down the spine because I don't want too much of the brown showing. I don't mind a bit here and there because the idea is this is like a wooden log cabin, you know. Yeah, I don't want to, I don't want masses of brown because I am working with lots of greys in this project. But a bit of brown is fine, which is why I went with the craft, because I thought of, you know, the idea of it being this log cabin in the snow, in the woods, all that. Okay. That's better, isn't it? Yeah. As I say, I might want to put some more tape on or something. Don't know whether to put any tape on the outside as well. It feels okay. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I don't think Tanya does the excess. You know, she only did 1 layer of tape when she used to do it this way. So I'll try it like that. Okay. So I want to get the leg warmers on. And my closure, I'm going to have some ribbon that runs through this middle part here. So, or I could have the ribbon underneath the leg warmers. But no, I think I'd prefer to have it in the middle. I think it would be more secure that way. Okay, right, here we go. So, these are my leg warmers. I had these about a decade ago. I think I wore this pair once, and the grey pair that I'm doing the other file folder in, or the other journals, I never wore. So I've kept them for this project because they've got a Fair Isle print on them, so nice and wintry, and they feel just so cosy and warm and, you know, like a winter jumper. So, right, I've got to remember what I decided to do. I was going to cut down. Essentially, I have a seam-ish, so I'm going to cut it open. Now, I'm hoping this works. I've never used, you know, it's a knitted fabric, so I've never used it in this way before. Might very well not work, so we're just going to give it a go, see what happens. And in fairness, if it doesn't work, you probably wouldn't be watching this video right now. Let's be honest. Okay. Right. So that's it open, and if I remember rightly, it basically gave me almost exactly what I need. So I'm not going to fold the fabric over because that will make things too bulky, and I've kind of gone off the idea of having like corner protectors on things. So I'm okay for it to fray a bit, but obviously I don't want it to fall apart on me. So what I might need to do when we come to use it, maybe I might need to go around with some ribbon or something just to protect the edges, but we'll just see, won't we? Okay, so I'm going to use the Uhu stick to start with. I'm using this because it works well with fabric temporarily, just for me to get it to my sewing machine. I'm going to course I'm probably going to get a lot of fluff on the glue. So I'm just going to go one side at a time, I think. But I'm just getting on enough to hold it in place, stop it from being baggy, and then when I take it to the sewing machine, that will obviously keep it like fully, you know, fully in place. Okay, so that's one side. So just making sure I'm popping it down so I've got enough coverage for the whole folder, of course. Just give that a smooth on the front. If this does work, I'll be really happy because it's such a nice feeling, this using this, you know, knitted material. But I am a bit nervous because, yeah, I don't know how well it will work. Right, so I'm just going to get some glue on this as well. And if it doesn't work, it really doesn't matter because these leg warmers, they weren't being worn, they were just sitting in my drawer for years and years, so I thought I would try and repurpose them. Okay, I think that's probably enough just to, as I say, all I want to do is just keep that leg warmer in place to give me a chance to sew all around. I'm just smoothing it out just to have it as flat as possible. That's it. Okay, so that's that step done. So I'm trying to decide whether to sew it and then cut around or to cut and then sew. That's what I am trying to decide. I just want to see what we think. Oh, that feels so nice. I do hope this I do hope this works. Right. Yum. Right, I think I'm going to cut it. I am leaving a little bit hanging over. I'm going to cut as straight as I can though. As I say, if I need to add some kind of edging to this, then that's fine, I can do that. You know, because we might very well start sort of losing pieces, but I also don't mind if it frays a bit. I just don't want it, you know, completely unraveling on me. So we'll just have to see what happens, won't we? All right, so again, as I say, I'm cutting it slightly past the folder. And got to go around this tab because I'm going to keep the tab on these ones. Again, sorry if I'm all elbows. Just trying to keep as much of my leg warmer together as possible because I might want to use the excess material in some kind of snippet or clusters or something. Okay. Did I cut that edge? I didn't, did I? I thought it looked a bit long. Right, let's do that. Right, let's see where we're at. Got lots of fluff on the desk, which I was expecting. Okay. So I definitely think I could go around that tab a little bit neater, but I'm going to worry about that after the sewing. I just want to check my edges really, just to see, like, as I say, I don't mind a bit of fraying, but I just want to check, you know, is it going to completely fall apart? It seems fine. Obviously I'm getting little bits coming off, which is obviously part of the fraying process, isn't it? But I'm not a fabric expert. So I'm just trying to decide how much to trust it at this point, or whether I should go in with like I could have like a lacy border type of thing, just to protect those edges a bit more. Let me just have a think and decide what I want to do. Alright, I'm back. So I was just having a bit of a think. Now, it is fraying on the edges, and I did expect to do it, that to happen. I did expect that, because of course we're not, you know, folding over any edges or anything. Now, what I don't know, now it's fine in the middle, but obviously how much is this going to unravel? And that's just the thought I can't get out of my head. So what I'm thinking is, I have got some lace that has almost like little snowflakes on it, and I'm wondering whether to tuck this over inside the file folder, because it won't be as much bulk as the leg warmers. Like that. And to do that all around the edges, almost like you've got the snowflakey, you know, snow on the cabin kind of thing. And this is our wreath, which I do think, you know, it looks fine, but obviously we want it to be, you know, all the way around. So, well, it's experiment day, isn't it? So I guess I'm going to give it a go and just see what happens. Because as I say, I want it to be protected. I don't want to be worrying about it. So there is that. Okay, so I'm going to glue these on, this lace on, again, just to keep it in place until I get to my sewing machine. So I'm thinking if I open this up, I can then, you know, glue it on the inside there, because this will all be closed up, so this isn't going to be in the way of anything. Okay, so for that I'm going to use the beacon, the Fabri-Tac, because again you won't see this part in the middle. So that should just keep that down. Obviously I will have to wait for the glue to dry before I go to my machine. So I just want to have it so that the snowflakes is the border. So let me just fight to see what I'm doing. That's it. Okay. Such a big piece when it folds out. That's it. Okay, that's grabbed, that's fine. As I say, it's just literally just to keep it in place. Yeah, so I think that will work fine. See, I don't know how to do this bit at the top, because, you know, when I've done fabric journals, I've always used book corners, kind of thing, but I just really don't like the idea of it anymore. So I don't know whether I can just get away with just folding this in. Like, I'm just going to cut it, I think. that. It'll all work out, I'm sure. I never worry about not being able to repurpose things because I think there's always things we can do. Just sometimes things require a little bit of extra thought. I'm going to cut this one as straight as I can. That's that. Right, let's see where we're at. I may have to pause the video in order to do all of the ends, but you get the idea. And as I say, once it's sewn, that will give it an extra layer of protection in some places. I don't know if I've glued that lace around the wrong way, I can't really tell. It's one of those laces you can't tell. Okay, so if we do that, that should be fine. So I'm just going to pin this because I don't want glue showing through on this side. So I'm just pinning it onto the leg warmer, again just to keep it in place and such like. So the two edges will be easy enough to do this way. I'm just trying to decide how to do the top and bottom. As I say, not a tutorial. This is just me trying something out, hoping that I can repurpose these leg warmers. That's it. It should be fine. As I say, I don't mind if it's got a shabby-esque look to it. So I just want to, this is the piece for the other side, but I just want to see what it would be like, you know, layered over the top. Because you will see sort of the layers, won't you? Now that doesn't bother me, but whether it would bother other people, I'm not sure. So maybe if we just connect them like that. Right, so I'm going to click pause because this will be otherwise a really long video. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around all my edges, getting this lace on so that we've got this fun snowflake border. And yeah, I really cannot tell which way this is supposed to go. I think it's that way. So yeah, I'm just going to go around and do that and we'll see what happens, shall we? Okay, so I've got all of the lace pinned and glued on, so this is how it's looking. Not perfect, but that it doesn't need to be. I actually quite like the look of it, and it kind of looks like it's part of a jumper, I guess, so I'm actually glad that I did this in the end, even if it was a bit of a faff. And going around that tab at the top was the hardest bit, so it'll be interesting when I come to sew that, how that will actually, you know, work. You know, I'll just have to go slow with the machine and we'll just sort of see how it goes. And this is how we're going to look with the wreath on the front. I don't know if it's too much now with all the lace behind. I have to sort of see how I feel really, but yeah, sort of, I don't know if it's too much. It's very kaboom, isn't it, in your face? So maybe not a good idea for the wreath. We'll just have to sort of see. I kind of like that just on its own now. But I do want to use those wreaths, which does put my plan into thwart a little bit, but that's okay. You know, these things always, there's always something that comes up really. So I need to decide whether to go around and do the other journals like this. I'm glad that I could at least get one, you know, one of them done with this, you know, knitted fabric. I don't know, would I go out of my way to buy leg warmers to make a journal with? No, but I'm glad to be able to use, you know, what I had in my stash. I I just have some decisions to make because, as I say, I've spent time making these wreaths, but I kind of prefer it on its own now with just that, because we're going to have some lace down the spine as well, probably. So say that we use the same lace, just let's pretend. It kind of is like framing the front of it, isn't it? We may even want to bring this over a tad so that you've got like a frame in the middle. And if I did that, I definitely wouldn't want the wreath on it. So, I mean, yeah, what do we think about that? And maybe just with a book plate in the middle. I'll have to make some decisions. Okay, so I want to get the closure in at this point as well, because when we come to sew it, I'd like the ribbon to be trapped on the inside, so that I don't have to worry about eyelets. And I also didn't want anything going across the front, but that was when I had the wreath idea in my head. So maybe I've changed my mind about that now as well. Let's just have a look, see. Yeah, I think I definitely want it in the inside. So the way that I'm going to do that is just very simply grab my ribbon, and I always do excess ribbon to make sure that I definitely have enough. So, and then I cut it a little bit extra from what I think that I need, and I just want to find the middle. Like that. And then we're just going to glue and tape that into place. And then, as I say, the edges will be caught by my stitching. Just go a bit at a time. I'm not having this to open on the inside, so this won't be in the way of anything, I don't think. So that's it glued. And then I'm going to grab some more of that tape. And just put that across the middle. So if I do end up having anything on the inside, like envelope flaps for my flippy portions, then obviously the tape will make sure that the ribbon doesn't get in the way of that. So then that will then be tied at the side with a bow. So that is that ready for sewing. Wish me luck. Of course, I will come back at the end to show you how it all turned out. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a think about, do I really want to do this for 4 different covers? I'm not sure. I definitely don't have enough of this like snowy trim to go around all the rest of the 3. So I'll have a look in my lace stash because I do like how that looks. But of course, as I say, I made these wreaths and I need to make a decision as to whether I want to use those now. I mean, it looks fine. No, I just don't know if it's too over the top. I'm just going to have a look at the other one because this one was more neutral. I really wish this video was live so you could tell me what you think. It's just because I think it's too much lace and I do like that look. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put my thinking cap on, but as always, I'll keep you posted. I will put all of my all the information in this video so that you know what happens. wish me luck for sewing, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I thought I would flip the camera back on. So with this one, so this is the other file folder, I decided if I was going to be folding the lace over, why didn't I just fold the leg warmer on the inside? Because I was originally worried about bulk, but actually once I cut off the ends of the leg warmer, it was a lot less bulk, and then I can go in and neaten some of these pieces off. So I think it will actually be fine, and it's looking quite neat from the front. So I'm not going to, you know, put book corners on it or anything. The only thing I'll need to bear in mind is that you see the inside of the tab, so I'll need to cover that over with something, but that's okay. I just thought I would flip the camera on so you could sort of see, you know, see what I'd decided and how I was going about it really. So I'm on the final edge, and what I've had to do with this one is I've actually taken the two pieces of the file folder apart. So this was the piece that folded up like so. I've just cut this off. It's going to make it easier for sewing anyway, and then I can just glue it back on. That's kind of what I've decided to do. Now, this isn't a recommended way. I'm sure there are much easier ways, and it was all because I used the leg warmers. If I'd used like a cotton or anything, I wouldn't have needed to fold it up. I would just simply have like a frayed edge and be done with it, which I thought I would be able to do with the leg warmers. Unfortunately, because they were fraying as much as they were, I did start to worry that actually would they unravel or something like that. So I thought, you know, best not risk it. So by folding it over, we're protecting those edges, and the leg warmers themselves are fine, like in the middle of the cover. It's just the edges that I wanted to protect. So going off book and doing things, you know, differently to what I had originally thought or planned, but that's okay, isn't it? That's you know, that's the whole fun of these things, is that's exactly how these things turn out sometimes. I'm just being careful of my edges. I want them to be nice and neat so that I don't have to worry about book corners or anything. I really don't want to do that on altered file folders. So yeah, I just thought I would share that is what I'm doing. So this one won't have the lace around it, and this is probably how I'm going to do the journal covers, because it would be nice to get all of the leg warmers used, especially now I've, you know, been cutting into them and everything. So that's how we're looking at the moment. Now I have a bit of excess here and there, which I can just come along and just chop into, because again, you're not going to see this bit. So I just want to get rid of any bits that are, you know, really noticeably too much. Again, not the recommended way to do it at all, but I think this will be just fine. And then I can just go in and just add some extra glue here and there, and then of course when we come to do the sewing, it will all be down and nice. And as I say, you don't see this part anyway, so it's you know, it's fine, just as long as it looks neat and everything from the outside, and just as long as it doesn't doesn't come apart on us, which now that I've done it this way, I think it will be fine. And the lace seems to have worked with the other one, so I think they're both ready for sewing now. So I just thought I would share so that you knew, you know, where I was going with my thoughts and what is happening. So there you are. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Just checking it from the front and back. As I say, I wanted it to, you know, be like this cozy jumper type thing going on. So what I'm going to do now is, this is going to be a lot easier to sew than the other one because I've just got this one panel, so I can sew all the way around, and then when we come back we can then just glue this piece back into it, obviously leaving space for where I'm going to have my envelopes. That's the only thing I do need to bear in mind. and I may, where we've got the fabric folded in the inside, I may see a little bit of a bit sticking out, so I may need to shave off a tiny bit. We'll have to see how we go. Yeah, I've got just a little bit peeking out. I think where it's trying to sit on top of this leg warmer now. So yeah, I would need to think about that one. The alternative is that we could do it how Tanya's been doing some of her folders, where she has pages. The only thing is that you see this, so I would have to line it with card, which I don't want to do. So yeah, scratch that idea. I might want to, yeah, just bring it in a tad, you know, because it is sticking out a little bit. So if I were to bring it in by, I don't know, like 1/2 centimetre, I think that would do it. So anyway, we'll look at that afterwards. I just wanted to let you know where I was going. And here is the wreath for this one with, you know, without all the lace around the edge. I do think the wreath is the right thing. So I'm glad that I could get those used. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the ribbon as I've done this one. And this one won't have the wreath on the front. This will be very much like a, you know, the lacy jumper type thing. This one will. And then we're going to do the 2 journals on another video, which one will have the wreath, one will have something else. So we're just going to mix and match them a little bit. So let me go off and sew these. I'll show you how they look, and we'll move on from there. Thanks so much for your patience, by the way, of me figuring this out. As I say, I've never done this before. I wasn't to know whether it would work or not. It was just me having a go at something and just sort of like, you know, showing you how it turns out. And, you know, yes, probably not the best material to use, but I really like the feel of it, so I'm glad that I gave it a go. So we're just gonna carry on and we'll get it sorted in the end. So I'll be right back. So I wanted to share my ideas for the journal covers that I'm going to use as well, because I want to get all of the leg warmers and the covers stitched and sewn together, you see. So for one of the journals, I'm going to use this large bubble mailer, simply folded in half, and then I'm just going to cut probably 1 centimetre from the top and bottom, just because it's a little bit too tall. And then I'm just going to cover it with the leg warmers, and then we're going to have, you know, scrapbooking paper on the inside. So I just wanted to share that is the base of one of them, so I'm going to have a really nice squidgy feel beneath the leg warmer fabric. For the other one, I wanted to use the bubble mailers again, but I only had one bubble mailer in my stash. So I found these 2 chocolate box liners, and I thought we might actually be able to use these as the base rather than the bubble mailer, and it gives you the same sort of squidgy, crunchy feel. So what I need to do is cut this one down a bit. I want them both the same size. So I just thought I would show you this as well, just in case, you know, you've never seen this idea before either. I've never done it before. So let's see, where are we at? So those are joining, no, that's not right. Oh, I've confused myself already. There we go, that's joining like that, that's right. So I'm going to use this A5 envelope to get the height that I want as well. Oops. Because I find that, you know, when I do my journals normally, when I'm not using the bubble mailers, I use A4 envelopes folded in half, because, you know, they end up being the exact size for what you need for your papers. So just cutting that down to the size of my envelope, and I want to do the same thing for the other piece. And as I say, I'm putting this into the same video because I am filming it on the same day, and you know, it's using the same leg warmers, so it might make the video a little bit long, but I thought, you know, save having to, you know, repeat the same part of the process. I could literally just show you the bases, get the leg warmers done off screen, like what you've been seeing me do, and then yeah, move on from there really. Right, and then this one wanted cutting down this way, didn't it? Oh, I can just fit it in. Just. So yeah, just another way that we can use all these fun things that we all save and don't know what to do with. Okay, right. Let's see where we're at with this then. Are they the same size? Yeah. And actually I will show you, so I'm going to cover this with the leg warmers, as you know, but with that white border along the edge, doesn't that look like that could be a cool base of an actual cover, like, you know, ready to go? I just thought that was a bit of fun. So I want this one to wrap around the front just to have them be together, and I'm going to have lace along the spine anyway, so there will be a slight ridge here, but it will be, you know, covered up with the fabric and the lace and everything. But I see that I want to take off about 1.5 inches from this one. So let's see if I can get this one in. That's it, because I don't want, you know, excessive bulk along the spine. So what I should be able to do now is put them together. And we're just going to glue that white one onto this one. I just want to check that, you know, we're straight and everything. I think we want to take off just a tad more from this one. Slash. Doesn't look amazingly straight, so I'm just going to do this. There we are. That's better. I think I'll have to bring it out just a bit, but that's fine. That will give us a bit of a spine here, look, where it folds. It'll give us just a little bit of a spine for us to round that over. That's it, yeah. Okay, cool. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac just to get that glued down into place. And yeah, I just thought this would be a fun thing to use. As I say, I wanted another bubble mailer, but I only had one, so clearly I need to start saving more bubble mailers. I stopped saving them because I was overrun with them and I wasn't making enough journals to use them all. So I'm just making sure that everything is matching with each other. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just wants to be, you know, level and in the right place, etc. Okay, I think that should be about right. So yeah, I just thought I would share again another crafting with me because you know, this might be helpful for you to see as well, or could just be, you know, you're watching me thinking, what is she doing? How's that? Are we straight? Yeah, I think so. Okay, that's all the trimming done. I just wanted to make sure that it was, you know, nice and straight. And these were sort of the larger offcuts. I thought I might save these and have them as the basis of some like fabric belly bands or something. Okay, so I think I want to put some tape down the middle just to reinforce the spine. And the next job is to get the leg warmer fabric on, just like what you've seen me do. Except this time I'm going to do what I did on the last file folder and turn the leg warmer fabric on the inside. And then from there I would probably want to, you know, have some scrapbooking paper in the middle and maybe some fabric down the middle or something. So I'm going to go off and do the leg warmers now. I just wanted to show you my idea for using the chocolate box really and the bubble mailer. So I'm going to get the leg warmers on, and if there's time at the end we'll put the papers in the middle, the scrapbooking paper. If there isn't, then I'll just do that off screen, but either way I'll come back and show you how they look. But essentially that's your 2 chocolate box liners, you know, glued together, and then from there that gives you a nice crunchy base, just like the bubble mailer. Obviously I still need to cut this one down, so yeah, I want them about the same sort of size. So yeah, I just thought I would share that. So give me a moment, I will be right back, and hopefully these will have leg warmers on them. Okay, I'm back. All the covers are now sewn. So I've got the 2 altered file folder covers. That's how these are looking. All seemed fine to go with the sewing. You have to excuse me, since filming the first part of this video, I have come down with some kind of bug, so my voice isn't the best right now, but I just wanted to get this video finished. So I just wanted to show you them all sewn and ready to be worked on. So with this one with the lace, it was a little bit tricky. What I did was I went around in a zigzag stitch the whole way around the cover, and then I realised that the lace was flapping, so I also then followed the curve of the lace. So it's all now nicely sewn down with the closure in, ready to be finished. And then this is the grey version. As I say, this is the one without the lace, so this was nice and easy, just a zigzag all the way around. And as you can see, I followed the tab at the top. The only thing to bear in mind is that you can see part of the brown at the front where the fabric didn't quite go the whole way along. So I will need to think of something to cover that with when we come to work on them. And I think the same sort of deal here, but this one might be less of an issue. I haven't quite decided yet, but I just love the feel of them. They really do feel like cozy winter jumpers, which is what I wanted. So that's those. We'll have a look at ephemera and envelopes and things on the next video, because this did go on a little bit longer than I expected. And for the 2 journal covers, again, similar thing, they just needed zigzag stitching the whole way around, and I've already started finding some papers that might work for these. I decided to line them with this gold upholstery fabric rather than scrapbooking paper, just because I felt like it would keep the you know, the soft squidgy feel better than card. And yeah, I just really thought that looked really sumptuous, elegant and sumptuous, so I did that on both of these. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. That is part 1 of getting these file folders and journal covers ready. So from here, I'm going to put the journals to one side for now, to be worked on after the file folders, because these won't take really very much time at all. You know, I'm going to bind them off screen. We just need to decide on a cover decoration and a closure. And yeah, it's not very much to do on video. Whereas the file folders, obviously there's a lot more to them with, you know, all of the envelopes that want matting and things like that. So we will work on the file folders to start with. I don't think I'm going to do both on camera, because I don't think they're that different from each other really. Obviously different papers and things, but the layouts of them are probably going to be quite similar. So I think we'll do mainly one on video together. I'm not sure which one, but one of them. And then the other one, I'll just do bits and bobs maybe, if they're, you know, if they turn out to be quite different. We'll just see how we go. So we're going to do those first. Obviously, given the state of my voice, I'm not sure when I will be next filming. So I'll do my best to have the parts go up together, but I may have to put them up separately. It just depends on, yeah, when I get a chance to come back in here, really. So that's those, and then as I say, we'll work on the journals together later in the month. So thanks so much for joining me for part 1. I hope you like how they look in. I absolutely love the feel of them. They're so soft and warm and cozy, which is just what I wanted. So I'm glad about that. I wouldn't rush out to go and buy knitted fabric or leg warmers to make journals with, because they did prove a little bit tricky. But am I glad that I was able to use something that was just sitting in my stash not being used, aka the leg warmers? Of course I am. I'm really, really happy about that. So I hope you're all going to enjoy seeing these come together, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now. Have a lovely rest of your day.